Good afternoon. My name is Michael Porter. I'm the education coordinator with the Central PA Chamber of Commerce. We're here for our financial career pathways section of our Central PA Career Fair. We're very blessed to be able to have some great speakers with us here today. Our first one is Dan Myers, and he's an Edward Jones consultant. And I'll let him go ahead and tell you a little bit about what he does and who he is.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Michael. Hi, I am in fact Dan Myers. I work at Edward Jones in Shamokin Dam, which is an investment firm. And I know some of you out there may be thinking, well, what is an investment firm? Very simply, I help people feel confident about retirement planning and knowing if they're saving enough to retire, and make sure that they still have the lifestyle that they've had or that they want to have in retirement. Other things we offer are life insurance and long-term care insurance products to folks. I've been with Edward Jones since April of 2019, and what I love most about my job is getting to help people plan to achieve their personal goals. I love sitting down with people and just finding out what they dream about being able to do someday and helping them plan accordingly. The easiest way to describe my job is helping people mitigate risk that they find while they're investing and manage emotion that they come across while investing. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with stock or follow the stock market, but to give you an idea, this year we've seen the stock market and investments fluctuate a lot. When that happens, people see kind of the amount of money in their retirement plans go up and down, and oftentimes when it goes down, they end up getting very nervous, and sometimes people panic. For instance, imagine you had saved for 40 years to retire someday, and you saw the, let's call it 500,000 you saved drop to 400,000, or even worse, 300,000. Would you be concerned? Well, a lot of people would be, but that's why they hire someone like me to help them understand that the market's moving up and down is a temporary thing, and over the long term, they can expect to see positive returns and to see their investments grow. We do treat everyone as an individual at Edward Jones, so we understand that people feel differently when it comes to risk, and that being the case, because not everyone fits inside a cookie cutter strategy that are often offered by like 401k plans or target date funds. We offer personalized investment plans to help people save what they need to save in order to achieve their goals, while just taking the risks that they're personally comfortable with. And that's a big thing of what you do if you were an advisor at Edward Jones. You just get to help educate people on the stock market, on their investments, and the risks involved, and just help put it in perspective so that they can understand what they're investing in and why. The relationships that we get to have with clients are great, and it's exciting because you get to establish those relationships for life. You get to meet at least once a year, if not more, with your clients, and we do that in order to adapt their retirement plans as life happens. Life changes, folks' comfort with risks sometimes they get less comfortable when they get closer to retirement, and sometimes their goals change. I love helping individuals one-on-one, but I also do help local businesses with establishing retirement plans so they can offer those retirement benefits to both their owners and their employees. So at Edward Jones, if you become a financial advisor, you are basically an entrepreneur. You get to work inside of a company that is a very large company. I think we're the largest financial advisory firm in the country by advisors, over 17,000 advisors in the US. And you get to be your own boss. And there's lots of fun things about being your own boss, picking your own hours. But I want to make sure that you guys understand that and keep in mind that with big rewards often involve big risks, and not everyone's comfortable taking those risks. When you're your own boss, the pressure and responsibility is all on you if you succeed or fail. So you have to be very self-motivated and not necessarily needing a boss to kick your butt in gear and get working hard. So that's one thing you have to make sure that you have inside of yourself, is that desire and drive to work hard. So even if you don't have the fortune to start right off with Edward Jones from college, it is helpful just to formulate sales skills and people skills. When you're working with people's money, they want to know that they're working with someone they can trust. So that's a big deal, and just making sure that you have your reputation in line, and people are able to understand that when they work with you, that they can trust you to take care of them. That's really the biggest thing that you can do as a financial advisor, is help make sure people know that they're being taken care of. Just to give you a little bit more about Edward Jones, they have what I consider to be the top of the line industry training program. So when you come on board with them, it's a very intense and rigorous evaluation and application interview process. But once you're on board, you get put through their education program to make sure that you're licensed and able to sell both the securities and insurance investments that you're offering. So I don't know, do we have a question and answer time where people can ask questions if they wanted to, or?
Let's, if it's okay, I'd like to wait until the very end of everybody presenting. That way, we can, a lot of times they might have one specific for you, but a lot of times they'll have one that's general for the entire group. So
no worries.
All right. So thank you, Dan, and thank you for all your input and all your hard work for this presentation. I would say definitely a tough field to get into, especially with everything that's going on in our world right now. So at this time, I would like to introduce our second presenter. Her name is Paulette McGinnis, and she is from Pinpoint Federal Credit Union.
Mike, do you have my my camera's on? I can see myself, but can you?
I cannot, but we'll just listen to you.
Oh, okay.
If that's okay with you.
That's okay with me.
Okay.
My name is Paulette McGinnis, and I'm from Pinpoint Federal Credit Union. And my job is business and education coordinator, which means I do a lot of the financial education in the Northumberland County schools, and as well as the prison system. And it's so much fun to do. With the credit union, our way of growing is to ask businesses to partner with us, which doesn't cost them any money, and then it just allows their employees to become members of our credit union. Credit unions work a lot different than banks do. Our stockholders are actually members. We just have our members on the board. We don't pay stockholders, so we have a lot lower interest rates on loans and higher rates on savings accounts. There's a lot of different opportunities for students and for adults as far as employment goes in the credit union. There are a lot of areas that you don't need a 4-year degree. An example is becoming a teller. We service our members, we do deposits, we help them with their accounts. My job is to help them improve their credit scores, and if they need any type of financial counseling as far as how to improve your credit score, we educate them so that they are empowered with a lot of financial information so that they can make good choices when they're purchasing a car or just in their everyday budget systems. So to become a teller, it doesn't require any specific education. We learn every day. We take modules from the Credit Union Association to improve. You can move forward from being a teller to a lead teller, and then you can also move into a loan officer position. And the loan officers assist and help you get your loans for vehicles, mortgages, home equity loans, and it just requires specified training for that, which you receive from the credit union at no cost. We also have an opportunity for marketing. Marketing does require a 4-year degree, but you help brand the credit unions and get the word out about the particular credit unions that you're working for, and help them to grow by advertisement. You can go into leadership programs. There's a lot of different types of opportunities to go for specialized training. And in the loan officer field as well, you can advance to be a loan officer supervisor, specialize in mortgages, specialize in home equities. And then we have financial specialists, which take care of debit cards, credit cards, the ordering of credit cards, receivables and payables. So you do need a degree if you have a good background in that. We as well will help you get your credits to earn your degree in accounting. So there's all different kinds of opportunities that don't require education. It's a great place to work in a credit union. We treat our members like family. The philosophy of a credit union is people helping people. So that being said, it's a lot easier to go into a credit union to build that relationship. We go on that relationship to loan money where you might be having some problems building your credit, or getting a loan from a bank. At a credit union, we will help you build your credit. At Pinpoint, we have a thing called the Credit Builder account, and we help you pay off your debt without going into debt by paying someone to help you. So we are very proactive with our members about teaching how to do a budget, working with our members that need the help to do a budget. My kind of nickname at the credit union is the credit medic, because I have helped a lot of people retire early, get back on track so that they can purchase a home. But in my job, you don't need a degree to do that. You just need a lot of experience, a lot of reading, a lot of modules to help train you to pick up on certain people's deficiencies in the budget and try to help them work around habits. And changing habits is one of the most difficult things that anybody has to do. You get into a rut and you use that debit card, just like pulling out a dollar bill out of your wallet, and don't realize if you don't keep track of that, you're going to end up in trouble. So that's my job, to help people realize how much they do spend to help get them out of trouble and get them back on track. There's, I guess in closing, working for Pinpoint Federal Credit Union has been a real learning experience. We also go out, or my job is to also go out into the workforce and do lunch and learns for our business partners and their employees, so that it doesn't take any time from their work schedule. They can have lunch on us and learn all about the different products that I go over, like how to build credit, how to read a credit report, how to purchase a vehicle. And it's all done so that our members will save money and keep their money in their own pocket without having to pay too much to someone else.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Paulette.
Sure.
And thank you. I'm sorry about your video not working, but it was
I can see myself. You just can't see me.
I know, and that's disappointing.
No, that's probably a good thing.
Well, thank you so much again. And at this point, I'd like to introduce John from the Wealth Factory.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. I'm actually, I guess, in the same role as Dan, and so I'm an independent financial advisor. I have an office in downtown Lewisburg. My partner and I, it's the two of us, and we help people manage their money. We help them accomplish whatever goal they're trying to accomplish, and whether it be save money for retirement, or when you get to retirement and you have a big pot of money, and then how do you spend it now? And it's a really fun job because we get to work with everyone to try to make their dreams come true. So just as an example, we had a client in Lewisburg, and her mom wanted to retire. They lived in Boston, wanted to spend more time with family. So we got together with mom and dad. And after reviewing everything, we realized that, hey, you guys can retire like right now, and you can move to Pennsylvania if you want. And so, after working with this couple for about 3 months, they were able to relocate to Lewisburg, be around their kids and their grandkids. They're able to be retired, live a nice, happy retirement. And those are the kinds of relationships that you develop. So there's some numbers involved, so you do need to be good with math and numbers. But my number one tool is just my notepad. And so you need to take a lot of notes. You need to ask a lot of nosy questions of people, like how much is in the bank account, how much is in your checking account, what did you spend last week, stuff like that. And so it's a lot of fun, and it can be very rewarding. Like Dan said, you're your own boss, and so I am my own boss, and so I'm here today in the office, but I have the ability to go pick my kids up after school when I need to get them, and so it's a very rewarding job. We get to help people really do whatever they're trying to do, and so whether it's save money for college for a kid, save for retirement, save money to buy a boat, whatever their goals are, we just try to help them along the way. And so, but I will touch on, there are a lot of other really good opportunities in this industry. Before I became a financial advisor, I worked at a company called The Hartford, and they sold products to financial advisors. And so, when I got started, I went and worked for them, and I sat on their sales desk, and I got trained to answer calls on their annuities and mutual funds. And they paid for me to get my licenses. They paid for me to get training and certifications. And I worked there for about 8 years. And then I went out on my own to become a financial advisor. So even though we're talking about a couple opportunities like financial advisor or a bank or a credit union, there are a ton of opportunities in the financial world. And so all those big companies have tons of jobs. JP Morgan, Hartford, they're not necessarily right around here, but there's so much opportunity in this industry, and especially with the way the demographics are. And so, the baby boomers are retiring. So there's this large wave of people that are in need of all of our products and services. And so it's a very in-demand industry. So I guess with that, I'll end short because I don't want to bore too many people. And we'll have some extra time for questions at the end. So.
Okay. All right. Well, then I will thank you for not boring us, I guess, and also thank you for all of your information. And I thought that was good career advice on how you had been working for Hartford and made those steps to where you are today. So thank you for that input.
Yeah. Take advantage of it. Companies will pay you and to train you. And so when you're looking for what to do, go look at the resources available and how you can make yourself better. So.
Absolutely. All right. Well, and then I would like to introduce Jenny and Jen or Jennifer and Jen from Service First Federal Credit Union.
Thank you. It is awesome to be here. And I want to first thank all of the fellow presenters that are here today. I'm so appreciative of everything you guys do in the communities and how you help people in the communities and make their lives better, just for everything that you guys do. So thank you. It's a pleasure to serve with you today. I also want to just thank you for the opportunity. I'm excited to talk with you today. Always take every opportunity you have to learn, to absorb. These types of bits of information are always important. So take notes, write it down. It could really come in handy later on in your lives. So I'm so glad to see all of you today. I have been with Service First. My name is Jenny Daddario. I've been with Service First for just 5 years. I came here after a 17-year stint with a fellow Chamber of Commerce. And it was a big career move for me, and one that I am just so glad I took. Service First is a great organization to work for. We are a credit union, and we've been around for a little more than 42 years. We started in a very tiny little building on the campus of Geisinger, but we have grown to 12 branches, and we have almost 120 employees. Our branches are located in Wilkes-Barre. I have to read my list because I always leave someone out. Wilkes-Barre, Shamokin Dam, Lewisburg, Loyalsock, Mifflinburg, Suddenbury, Montandon, Elisburg, Bloomsburg, and then we have a corporate office and an actual branch office in Danville, and we even have a little satellite office in the Danville High School. So we're very excited to serve all of those communities. We have been awarded for the past 3 years one of the best financial institutions in the Valley, and we're trying again for the 4th year, but I think that's one of the reasons why we attract so many people who have a desire to work with Service First, because of our reputation. And I think it translates into a very exciting place to work, and the opportunities there are amazing. So I'm just kind of setting the ball up, and Jen's going to hit it out of the park. But, you know, we do a lot of community activities. We have a lot of opportunities there, and there's just so many great ways to advance within Service First and to pretty much find the career that you are looking for. So Jen, you can take it away with all the details.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Watts. I'm the Assistant Vice President of the Milton Market at Service First Federal Credit Union. I've been with Service First for 15 years in various roles. I've loved every one of them in different ways. As Paulette had mentioned, credit unions are not-for-profit. We're member-owned. We're run by a volunteer board of directors. But you'll find similar products and services as you would at any other financial institution. What sets us apart is really the way that we deliver that service. Our philosophy is people helping people. And what you'll find with the majority of credit union employees is that we are really passionate about that. Working at a credit union, you are given the opportunity to really help people. That's what draws me to my job. I love the ability to meet with people, help them problem solve, and possibly help them to realize a dream that they didn't think was possible. You might, when you think of credit unions or financial institutions, you probably think of the teller position, the lending position. There's many positions available at a credit union. We have contact center representatives that field all the calls that come in, the emails, really a very fast-paced job. Can be a stressful job at times, but also very rewarding. We have support services departments that help with ATMs, credit cards, debit cards. They're really in the they're in the back. They're not necessarily front facing. They don't interact with the customers or members, as we call them. But they're still very important people in what we do. And then our accounting department, who basically make sure that all the credits and debits equal out all across the board. We have a collections department that makes sure we're holding people accountable for their loan payments. Collections department, they reach out to people if they're getting behind on their loans. And again, it's about people helping people. So they're going to talk to them and find out what's going on and what can we do. Their job isn't just to go out and take people's vehicles or be hounding them. It's really to find out what can we do to help get you back on track. There's also HR departments, hiring, reviews. We have our marketing department, making sure that Service First information is getting out into the community, branding, administrative assistance. So administrative assistance will help many of the departments. Very tough job in many aspects, but also rewarding. And then we have Retirement and Investment Center here at the credit union as well. So we can help people with their retirement planning and investment needs. So again, you might just think of the teller, the lending, but there's a wide array of possibilities in a credit union or financial institution. I can speak a lot to the member-facing side of things, that interaction with people, because that's what my position entails. So MSR or teller, interacting with the public, if you like interacting with the public, that's what your day consists of: taking deposits, doing withdrawals, loan payments, getting to listen to people, listening to everything. They're going to talk to you about everything. Really being that listening ear and listening for what they have to say that maybe it triggers a need that they didn't know they had, that you can then talk to them about a product or service that we offer. The teller line can be very fast-paced. It makes your day go by fast, but it can be a very fun job. The lending side, they do everything the MSR or the teller does, plus they get to open new accounts. They get to do loans. So sitting behind a desk and really having a little bit more in-depth conversation with people, getting to build the relationship a little bit deeper. And then from there, you would move into an assistant market manager position. And that position oversees the MSRs, the FSSs, so the tellers and the lenders, while also making sure that the operations in the branch are being completed. So are people following policies and procedures? Are the staff coming to work, performing their job? Audits, performing audits to make sure everything is in compliance. Scheduling, so what the MSR and the FSS are doing, plus added responsibilities on top of that. An assistant market manager should have a passion, again, for helping people and for wanting to see people grow, because it's really their job to make sure that those MSRs and FSSs are working towards their ultimate career goals. And then as my position as market manager, my job is to get out into the community and make sure that people know about Service First, make sure that they're aware of what we have to offer and know that we're here for them. I also am tasked with setting goals for the branch, strategic planning, budgeting, market plans. So there's a lot of planning aspects involved to it. But overall, working at a credit union, you should really enjoy working with people and wanting to help people. And even if it's not something that you may have initially thought that you would enjoy, if you like working with people and helping people, it could possibly be a good fit for you.
All right, anything else? I didn't know if Jennifer had anything else to say. Other Jennifer.
The other one, she did a great job. I think that's plenty.
Okay.
But it's an exciting opportunity, I must tell you.
Good deal. Well, thank you all for all your preparation. And there really are, I used to work at a bank back when I lived in Kentucky, and there really are so many positions within those types of organizations that you just don't even realize are there. And so it's definitely great opportunities to be had, especially in the financial realm. So at this time, I will open it up to the students for any questions that they might have. Give you a little bit of time to come forward with questions. In the meantime, I will ask you all, though, what is something that you would look for in a applicant, as far as either their resume or during their interview? And then I know a couple of you don't necessarily hire regularly, but maybe you all might have suggestions on tips or things that could help them to better themselves in preparation for an interview from experiences that you've had yourself. And I'll just go in the order that we've presented. So Dan, if you have any input on that, I'll let you kick us off.
Sure. I can think of people that have interpersonal skills would be very high on the list. So you can acquire that through many different jobs. Whether that's sales jobs, whether that's just working face to face with people, having phone skills to speak with people over the phone. Now in today's world, ever since February, having some Zoom skills or working with WebEx for sure to help meet with people virtually can be really valuable. But I'd say interpersonal skills and just listening skills are something that people really look for, because they want to make sure that, when I sit down with someone, I'm listening to them tell me what's important to them. And I can't project what I think is good for them until I fully understand what their situation is. So the biggest job I have to do really is listen. There's I didn't quite get into this, but there's other positions at Edward Jones in our home office where they help research investments for me. They'll research stocks, mutual funds, and I have lots of customer support, home office support for myself. But for me personally, as a financial advisor, listening and just having interpersonal skills are really high on the list. But if you do create some sales experience, that's a big plus as well. But they also look for volunteers, so they want to make sure that you're someone who cares about your community, is active in your community, and helps others.
Okay. All right. Paulette, do you have any input?
Yes, I agree with Dan and about interpersonal skills. And also, if you're on time and you have patience, because being in the customer service area, you always can't learn it. It's something that's instilled in you from the time as you're growing up. But patience is a virtue when you're behind the teller line. People come in and you have to realize they've had a bad day. They're not angry with you. So it's a great opportunity to transform that situation into an opportunity to calm them down and to let them know how much you care about them. And as a credit union employee and a Pinpoint employee, we try to calm them down and let them know we're here for them. We're going to help them out of that situation. We're going to get them answers, and we're going to make it all okay. So you really have to have good telephone skills as well. You want to sound happy when you're talking to somebody and not bring home or bring into work the grumpiness, that you've had a bad morning and it's hello. Okay, what do you want today? You want to come across as, and you want to have that happiness in your voice that you are there to help them and you want to be happy. Also, I would say being on time so that you're not late for a position, because your timeliness affects the entire office. If you're late, everything's backed up. Because when you work for a financial institution, there are things that you have to get done before you open that branch, before you open the building. You're working from the time you get in there. It's just not, it's open from 8:30 to 5 and those are the only hours you're working. You're there prior, making sure that the night drop is done and you're posting everything so that when the branch opens, all your deposits are credited to your account. So I would say you know, being on time, being punctual, really someone who enjoys working with the public.
Paulette, you sound like you all might be a school counts employer, because
We are
I
a
know
school
it.
counts employer. And also we have an extern right now from McCann School of Business, but we have externships set up with the schools, with Milton and Warrior Run, that their students can come anytime they want to and work right here with us firsthand. We've hired people from McCann because we have a branch inside McCann School of Business in Lewisburg, and it's a great opportunity for them as well to come and see their business people, to see how things work. Because we're smaller, so we don't have the back office people. So when our loan officers do their loans, it's from front to back. So we don't have the extra people to do. So we're our CEO does, we finally have a financial investment person on site, and she's also marketing. So that relieves Brenda, because our CEO does pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, she pitches in where we need help, and if someone's off on vacation, well, she'll come down and run a teller drawer.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. It's very different, but you learn everything that goes on. So it's a great learning experience from there. And this year we won, Jenny, thanks for reminding me, Jenny, because I didn't even think to mention that. We won the Pennsylvania New Jersey Foundation's Financial Literacy Award, the Leaders in Financial Literacy. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, we did, and WABA's Business of the Year too. But it helps a lot, and we try to get into the community as much as possible. So as if you love your community, you like to help. Credit unions do that, and we help each other. You know, we're
Absolutely.
different credit unions, but you know, Michael, the financial reality fair is everybody helps everybody else. It's just a whole big, great organization.
And on a side tangent, I do think it's unique that I bank with Pinpoint, and so like I have the networking of being able to go to another credit union such as Service First, which is right down here in Montana, and be able to bank with them the same as if I went to the Pinpoint office is also a very
and shame
unique
on
experience.
us for not even mentioning shared branching, because that really does set us apart. And that's another thing, that we love our members, and we want to make sure those members are taken care of no matter where they are in the United States or in Europe.
So I'm going to let John go ahead and give us.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, being able to carry on a conversation. You need to, I don't want to say you need the gift of gab, but, you know, you need to understand how to talk to people. Like when I'm having a conversation, whether it was at my last job or here, you know, it's always asking open-ended questions or statements. You know, if I meet somebody for the first time, you know, I try not to say like, hey, what's your name? Oh, it's Bob. Instead of that, I like to say, hey, tell me about yourself. That way Bob is going to go, hey, I'm Bob, and I live in Lewisburg, and I like tennis, or, you know, whatever it may be. So those personal skills, the ability to carry on that conversation, whether it's in an interview or in the workplace. And if you're at the teller line, so that you can make that experience pleasant, and then they want to repeat it. And so, you know, that, and then, you know, something, Michael, I think you guys do a little thing called Toastmasters. I did Toastmasters when I first started working at the Hartford. I used to be the shyest, most quiet kid around, and I went to Toastmasters, and they taught me how to just speak off the cuff. And then after that, when I worked, I used to give presentations to crowds of like 200 people. And so you can improve yourself through those little things like that week after week. And then when you are going on an interview, the last piece of advice that I'm going to have is that when you're on the interview, you have to close. You always have to close the sale. And so you have to think of it as like in a hockey match. you know, the puck's like, you know, goes down to the end, and the two guys are going to skate down and try to get the puck. And then what does the guy do? Well, he's going to check the person into the wall, right? Well, you have to check the person into the wall when you're in the interview. So you have to ask for it. Hey, I love this job. When can I start? So always try to close when you're at an interview.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. Thank you. All right, and Jennifer's.
So I'll start. And John, first of all, I find it incredibly hard to believe that you were shy at any point in your life, but I will take your word for it. I just want to give 2 pre-interview tips. You know, young people, 2 things, if I can share anything with you, this is what I would share with you. First of all, do your research prior when you're job hunting. Really research and investigate and take your time looking at the organizations or companies that you're considering. I know I did that personally, and you know, make sure it matches up with your values and your mission statement and your passion, because you want to love your job. You want to go to work every day and just be glad that you're there. And so you can avoid all of that by simply doing your research and knowing that company before you walk in to do that interview. And the second thing I would tell you, with all the social media out there, be careful of your Facebook. Be careful what you're posting. You know, really look at it with a critical eye, especially as you get into that more advanced, experienced professional, you know, positions that you're looking for. I can't tell you how disappointing it has been over time when we've looked to hire someone or interviewed them. Things that have been brought to our attention, pictures that have been posted, or captions, or just different things. So really take a look. Drop those. You know, some people, it's a contest how many friends you can have. Drop those people that are maybe not the most savory characters to be associated with you, and really take a good hard look at that social media. Because that will follow you the rest of your career, if not just the start of it, the rest of your career. So that's important. And that's all I have. So Jen, I'm sure, has some more to share.
I know that we're short on time, so real quick, I'll just mention on resumes, grammar and spelling are important. I do look at those things. Be concise and to the point. Leave the fluff out of it, because I review a lot of resumes. You want yours to stand out, and you want it to stand out easily. I shouldn't have to search for those things. So list the things that are specific to the position that make you a qualified candidate, that are easily to find. And when you're interviewing, smile and be yourself, and really focus on the question that's asked, and make sure that you're answering that question, that you're not going around it. Be specific to the question.
Well, thank you all so much. Thank you all for joining us. And I'll say I will go ahead and wrap this one up. Thank you all for being here for our financial part of our Central PA Career Fair this year, virtually. And hopefully next year we'll be able to meet in person and be able to see each other and talk then. And if not, I'll talk to you in the meantime. But thank you all again. And I will, in about 15 minutes or so, we're going to be meeting for our STEM and STEAM portion of our career fair. Thank you all again.
Thanks,
Thank
Michael.
you for the opportunity.
Yep, thank you, Michael.